like that. So one day she just
fell in gear.
smoothed into that. Yeah. But then that I didn't want her outside and all that. Dad said, I'm not keeping this horse up like this. You're active. And so up until about probably high school, and then got into sports and all that. So got away from that. But yeah, bikes, motorcycles, and spilling and.
We used to ride, bicycles was a big thing when I was a boy.
Yeah.
Young. I mean, people rode bicycles, man.
Oh, yeah.
We rode bicycles. It was big. You just, Saturday, get together, go ride bicycles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wear the tires out.
I actually learned on my aunt's dad's sister's, it was a 26-inch. I was probably 8 years old. I couldn't see over the handlebars. I was under. But it's a girl's bike, so it was a girl's bike. It's 26, and I looked under it pumping, and I was I pumped and got that thing going about. Hey, I did pretty good at it. Though,
Man, I remember that. And we would actually wear the tires out. I remember the tires were getting slick. We'd wear them out. And they first come out with a speeded bicycle. Bicycle had gears on it. Mm-hmm. And it had a shifter down here. It had a 5-speed. And it had a slick rear end tire on it, man. That with the monkey, that banana seat, the sissy bar.
The looks those, but
that was a big thing, man.
I was one gear in your legs. That's what I had.
Well, I remember that, man, just like it's yesterday. We used to ride them bicycles, Well, did you sleigh ride?
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't that something?
Yeah.
Who sleigh rides anymore? Nobody.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can tell you some stories on those, man. Some crashes. And we come out of the hills at my house. We have the woods, You come out of the woods and jumps and end up in the creek and all those kinds of things, inner tubes. And,
I think back on that stuff a lot. I guess I don't know if it's where I'm just old. But I think back, I think about those times and the things we did. And you would walk. We would walk up the mountain to sleigh ride back down it. We didn't have a 4-wheeler to drag us up or nothing like that. Nowadays, if you said, hey, you walk way up there, you can ride that down. You say, what?
Yeah.
It was,
we'd get, sometimes build a big bonfire and 6 or 8, we'd get those sleighs together and hold each other's feet, this is making a train, and that last one, that's like sometimes 2 would end up in the creek there beside the house.
I used to hate it when somebody would hobo jump on your back. We used to have a lot of times we'd have somebody that won't jump on your back when they didn't have a sled. And there they bonk, they hit you right on the back and get on. Yeah. I remember growing up, you think about those things. What was, as a boy growing up in Page, what are some challenges that were you faced as a boy that stood out? And we all have things that we face as kids. There's things that sort of stand out to us, some things that may have been little challenges to us that weren't challenges as we got older.
Yeah. What are some challenges that I had? Overall, I guess I was really, reflecting back, might have been challenged then, but really pretty much really blessed. Like I say, was blessed, a family that, loved and took care of. You look back now, I guess, at, I think about, again, like I say, Mom working and sacrificing and never missed a game, never missed this or that. And, I was always out on the field. You notice because my pants were the whitest and my things were ironed. And I guess I reflected her, though, But yeah, you just get some of those challenges going through school. I don't know if I should go this way at the moment or not like that. Not trying to get spiritual or anything, but probably in the 7th grade was one of the first times the Lord, I guess, dealing with me. I didn't understand it, know what it was. Mom took me to see one of these movies. There's a movie at a church somewhere. This anyway, not to go into that, but at the end of the movie, I guess the Lord was dealing with me to really convicted my heart, and all the way home I was like, but I don't know if they gave an altar call or what, but I guess I tell people now, I said, I guess I tried to do good on my own at that time, for about 2 or 3 months, I guess it's 6th or 7th grade. I said, I tried to quit cussing and tried to quit doing this and that. And I said, I did pretty good, I stopped saying bad words for about 3 or 4 months, but I didn't have any follow-up. Didn't understand, I guess, that. I then got into the later high school years and, just as any other young teenage boy, you just, like I say, involved and maybe what you say popular in school, but just getting caught up in the scene, just like everything else in the world. And some of those challenges there.
Right.
Active, but bringing addictions on in my life,
Yes,
through
sir.
high school and things like that, and those were some challenges. But God's mercy.
I think about those things. We face them. Everybody have. What is important when you think about what's important to somebody 13, 14 years old?
Mm-hmm.
We can sometimes think it's not that big of a deal.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but it's enormous to them.
Yeah.
When I dealt with my daughters, and I constantly had to remember, just because it didn't look that big to me,
Right.
doesn't mean it wasn't life changing to them.
Yeah.
And I think that's a challenge that we run into sometimes. It was a great big thing.
Yeah.
And there's things that you done when you was young. You thought, man, this is enormous.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And at that frame of mind you were in, it was enormous.
Yeah.
But it's different.
Yeah, and you don't know, is it being young, you're not thinking your future, you're not thinking ahead, you're thinking of the moment or what's fun or what's good, and it depends on, sometimes it goes through generations. I guess your parents, did the best they could and teach you, because they didn't, have it easy. You learn as you go, but you just living for the moment, living on the edge, as they say, not knowing the future or where, or no thought of it, but a lot of times, I guess, those people, God has His hands on them and has guided them, has a different plan that they don't have a clue yet. But weaves over your life. And
I think about those things, and by the grace and mercy of the Lord, did to make it through them, through that stuff. I think about the things we come through when we're young. I mean, it's just
oh my, yeah. You look at the accidents, the what could have beens, and just never thinking of danger. And
right.
Yeah. Like I say, it's crazy. I was not to be funny here, even at my dad's funeral a couple years ago. My dad passed. I was reminiscing, just kind of at that funeral, told things that had just come back to me. That as a young boy, shared some things, with my dad. I said, one of the experiences